Hi, everybody. So this isn't really a lesson. Well, it is, but it's not. It's an exercise, and we're going to build a calculator that you can run on the console. So simple calculator, but it works like a calculator, right? You type in numbers and you do arithmetic operations, and you get answers. And so that's what we're going to make, and we're going to make it so it runs in the terminal window. We're going to use Java and the tools we've already learned. There's one thing I'm going to show you on here that we didn't learn in lessons because programming is a lot, the 80-20 rule. 80% of the stuff is what we learned here in these lessons. And the other 20 is stuff you have to learn um, with each project. Each project is different, so there's always something to learn. I've been doing this for a pretty long time, and it still follows that rule. 80% of the stuff that I do is stuff that I do all the time, and that's what I taught here. And then the other 20% is something I have to learn, and that's just how it goes, and that's a good thing because we're always learning. So anyway, in this exercise, we're going to make the calculator. We're going to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and you could add whatever else you want. I actually think about adding that memory feature so you can do more complex calculations. You do a calculation, you put it in memory, do another calculation, and then add them together or something like that. So anyway, what we didn't learn in the lessons, because part of the 80-20 rule, one of the 20% things for this exercise is we need to get console input from the user, right? So they have to be able to enter a 4, then enter a plus, then enter a 5, and then we spit out the 9. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I had to look it up on Google. I don't keep these things in my memory. I don't know how to do this, so I had to actually Google it. The first thing I Googled was Java console input. It got me decent results, but they were all for entering one time, right? Um, so I had to modify that lookup to say Java console input, and then I said in a loop because we want to keep asking the user, what's your next operation, what's your next operation, what's your next number, what's your next number, and so that's in a loop. So then I modified it to in a loop, and then I ended up getting an answer. Um, Now, what it led me to wasn't the exact code I wanted, and it often doesn't. But what it did tell me is that the scanner class is what I want to use to get the input. Now, the scanner class is part of Java 11. I think it actually goes way back. It might even be in Java 5. I don't remember. It might even go all the way back to Java 1. I don't remember. Um, but anyway, so you can look at the official documentation. Here's the link here in the instructions, or you could just search, Java 11 scanner, and you'll run right into the documentation. It'll be the first hit. Now, how it works is there's a scanner object, and you do system in. You remember how we had system out before to push stuff out? We have system in to read stuff in. So we need to do a new scanner on system in, and then we'll have that here. Now, this try right here is a line that is officially called try with resources. Now, the try is here and the resource is the scanner. And what that does is once the code exits this block, Java will automatically close whatever resources it needs to. In this case, system in will be closed, or whatever handles have to open, and it'll close everything for us instead of us having to try and do that manually. Sometimes you don't get it right. This will automatically do it for us, which is kind of neat. All right, so then here's our while loop. So we're going to read this scanner. We're going to while true, and remember I told you while true is dangerous, right? But this is console input, so it's not going to be a loop that's going to spin because this scanner next line is going to wait for the user to enter a 5 and then hit enter. Hit a plus sign and then hit enter. So it's not going to sit there in a loop. It's just going to sit there and wait. And so it's not that dangerous as it would be as if we were in a real loop that's just counting something, because then the CPU will just spin like crazy. And in this case, we made it say Q is if someone types the letter Q, uppercase Q, and hits enter, it'll go ahead and break out a loop and end the program. All right, so that's what you need to know that's new. Everything else you need to know is what we've learned here. So go ahead and pause your video and start making your calculator, and then we'll come back and I'll do it on the video too and see if we get a similar solution. All right, go ahead and pause your video. Okay, so we're back, and I'm going to pop open the code editor, and this is something I was playing with. Oh wait, no it's not. What is this? Oh, this is our exercise for doing the the authentication exercise. All right, so what we're going to do then is I'm going to make a new class, and I'm going to call it calculator. I have to spell it right. Calculator. I had trouble spelling that. Okay. So I'm going to start there. I'm just going to do the default package is fine. And then I don't need that anymore. And then it's going to be public class calculator. I'm going to have to try and spell that again, aren't I? Okay, I think I got it right. All right, so now I've got my calculator. So now I need a console application. So I want to public static void main. And so I'm just doing this from scratch. And that's what you did. So let's see how this one comes out. All right, so the first thing I need to do is get that code. So I'm going to go get that code because I don't remember it. I should try and actually remember it, though. I'll never use it again, though. So do I really need to remember it? I don't know. I'm just going to copy. I'm going to type it just like you had to. Or not that you had to, but you should have. All right, so it's going to be, so the purpose is to get system in. So I'll be able to remember that. I'm going to use a scanner, so I'll be able to remember that. I'll use the IDE to set this variable, and then I'll put it in a try block. And then I know to while true. So I think I can remember this now. Not that you have to memorize everything, but it's kind of good practice because then it gets you thinking, what do I need to do here? So I already forgot. New scanner. And it's not a Nashorn scanner. I think it's this one. And then it's system.in. I'm going to set it to a variable. Scanner's fine, and then I'm going to put it in a try catch or a try with resources block. All right, so that'll close when it exits. All right, and then I need to while true, and then I want to exit. So what was this scanner dot, and you can just go through the menu. The dot will help you discover, or you can go to the documentation, which is, let's just go there just for fun. Here's the documentation on the scanner. Not for really for fun. It's not really that much fun. It's documentation. So, and it's a lot of information. But it kind of tells you how to use it. And their examples are using numbers here. But it does give you some code. Do they have one with strings? I don't know if they do or not. I don't see one. Not yet anyway. Nope, but they're telling you a lot about it. And then one of the neat things about this is if you're trying to discover how to use one of these things, look at this documentation. It's very detailed. Here's all the constructors that the scanner takes, and here's all the methods that the scanner has, which is a lot. And the one we're going to use is, see, it's got all these has next and stuff. This is a class that does a lot of stuff, but we're going to do something with reading a line. Next line, we're going to do this one. Advances the scanner past the current line and returns the input that was skipped. I don't know what that means, but all I know is when I call next line, if I hit the enter key, I'm going to get that string back, and we'll test that out. So anyway, that's documentation. It's called JavaDoc, and it's from Oracle. And just search in Java 11 docs, JDK 11 or something like that, and you'll run into that. Okay, so we're going to do next line. And let's assign that to a variable, so command dot for me. And I'm just going to call it line. Oh, I don't have to type that much. And then I want to print it out. This isn't part of the calculator, but I want to see what I'm doing because we're learning. I don't know how to implement this calculator yet, so I'm trying to figure it out. So I want to see what the line is. And then I know that Control-C will stop the program. So I'm not really worried about this while loop. It's not doing a freewheeling counter. It is actually going to wait for me. So I will have time to have it not lock up my computer because it won't. So let's go ahead and run this. And I believe it's waiting for me. So if I hit 1, it's going to spit out 1. If I hit 3, if I hit G. Okay, so it's echoing what I'm typing in. So it's working. It's exactly what we wanted. So that's our input. So we're good to go there. Let's go ahead and do the Q thing that was there. So we did it if the letter equals Q. And I don't know if I'm going to keep this code either. This is just what was over there because I'm trying it out. So if it's equal to line, so if the line is equal to Q, I want a system exit with a 0, which means there's no error. So that'll exit the program. I could also just break, and that will get it out of this while loop. And that'll end the program itself too. But let's leave it at system exit just to show you how to exit. I don't know if this code's going to stay. I'm just trying to figure things out. All right, so I'm going to run this. And then I'm going to do G echo 3, and then uppercase Q. Echoed and did not quit. That's weird, right? We're still in there. All right, why didn't it exit? Uppercase Q. If Q equals line, then exit. Okay, it's not working the way I expected it to. All right, so just Control C to get out of it. Let's debug then, because I really kind of thought that that would do something. And this could happen to you too. All right, so I'm going to hit, I'm just going to do Q. Okay, it's here. Line is Q. And Q is of course Q. So if I step system exit 0, okay, it closed it, which is what we wanted. That's weird. Okay, so I'm going to try run without debugging. Maybe it didn't recompile for some reason. Okay, let's do 1 and Q. Okay, it exited. It must not have compiled the first time we tried it. Okay, that could happen, so watch out for that. All right, so we need a calculator. So the first thing we're going to do is capture what's input. So I want a number. So I'm just going to run this again because I want to see what I want to do. All right, so I want to see a number, and I don't want to echo it out. I want to see an operation, and then I want to see another number, and that should spit out 4. So what do I need to do here? I'm getting this line in. So I need to know if it's a number or an operation, I think. A number should always be first. So let's do this. Let's see, how can we test if something's a number? It's a string that we're getting. So if we don't know, we can do this. We open up a browser tab and we say Java is string a number. And I like Stack Overflow. So let's try this. This was a popular question, and this was a popular answer. String utils. I don't want to do any library import, so I'm going to skip that one. Generally, it's done with a simple user thing. Is numeric. Okay, so we can make a function in this case. That one's pretty good. They're using double, parse double. And I'm not telling you to use exactly copy and paste. You should probably never do that. But just get the idea of what they're doing. Here they're using a double class, the static method, to find out if it's a string. If it is going to be a number, it's all good. If it's not, it's going to go into this try catch block, which means this is an error here. So let's use that concept. So double parse double. Let's see what we get there. So, and that's for line. So we're going to do double parse double, and we're going to parse line, and that'll tell us if it's a number or not. All right, so then they put theirs around a try catch. So a try block is try this, and if there's an error, you catch it. And we didn't go over this before, so this is more learning. And let's just catch any exception. Okay, and that'll tell us. So let's make it a function, because I don't want to have all this code in here. So let's do this. I'm just going to do control dot here, and I'll extract method, and then I'll have to turn it into some kind of function. Let's do is numeric. Okay, and I want it to return, well, actually, yeah, I do want it to return something. So I want it to return a Boolean. So if I do this, the ID should complain, but it's not yet. But you'll notice here that the static method is not returning a Boolean yet. We want it to return a Boolean. Does that tell us, is it numeric? Yes or no? And if this is okay, it'll get to this next line. So we'll return true. If this is not okay, it's going to fall in here, which means return false. So that'll tell us if it's a number or not. So then we'll come in here. So let's go ahead and system out print line that. And I don't know where this solution is going. We'll find out, I guess. It's numeric. All right, so let's see what we have now. Let's run this. All right, so here we go. Q is not numeric. 2 is numeric, and it's not telling us anything. All right, time to debug. Okay, the uppercase Q is still working. All right, so then let's see what it's actually doing, because it should be telling us it's a number. All right, so let's do the number 1. All right, so here we are in this line, and if we step in, which is this one here, we get to parse that. We come over, and it returns true, and it's telling us it's numeric. Okay, it printed it out. Well, that's weird. It must not be compiling like I expected to. Okay, now it's waiting. And that's Q. And that's not a new number, so that'll run. Okay, weird. Something's kind of goofy here, but we'll figure that out. It's still working. We're just trying to figure stuff out. Okay, so it's numeric is there. So now we've got a number, and we're going to do an operation. So if it's not a number, if it's a number, we want the number. So say it's 5. So we want number equals line. Oh, and we want it to actually give us the number value. And that's line. Okay, so if it was able to say it's numeric, we're going to get this number. What are we going to store this? Why would I store this number here? How's that going to help me right now? I'll have the number, and then I'll need an operation to go with it. So next time in the loop, this number won't be here. So I need to store it somewhere outside the loop. So let's put it up here. Let's call it double. And we've got a number. And I don't know if that's going to stay that way. Let's set it to 0, because that's usually how calculators start. Now this is the number that the user's inputting, so still don't know where this is going. All right, so we've got the number. We're going to store it up there, and then we're good. If it's not numeric, I want it to be one of those other things, plus, minus, or whatever. So one of the things I can do is, let's just do a switch statement. That work? We learned that before, right? So switch line, and we'll do case plus. And I don't know what we're going to do with that yet, so let's just do our cases. Actually, let's just do plus for now. Let's figure plus out before we go and put a bunch of code in there that might not even be good for us. All right, so we've got number. That's going to be first, and then we come in here, and we see if we've got a plus sign or something like that. So let's see, what would we do if it's a plus sign? We've got a number. Okay, so I'm just going to type out words here, and these could be variables. So the answer is going to be equal to the plus equals assignment operator, remember that? So whatever our answer is going to be plus this number. So we don't have an answer. Let's put it up here. Let's put it above it just because I think it should go there, because that's the one that'll stick around longer. Okay, so now we've got an answer and we've got a number. Let's print this out. Okay. Don't know what that's going to do. Let's not echo anymore. We don't need that. I have no idea what this is going to do. Let's find out. I'm going to debug it just because I want to see what it does. Okay, so let's do the first thing we need is a number. So let's say we want the number 3. And that's going to say number. So it's going to assign number to 3. That's good. Okay, now it's reading again, and we don't want to do plus. and it goes here, and it goes there. And answer is now equal to 3, because it was 0 before. So we did 3 plus. Okay, that's weird. I don't know if that's exactly what we want. Let's see. So we got an answer, but that's not really what we wanted. All right, we'll just run through and let's queue. Okay, so we got 3 and we did a plus. So we actually wanted to keep that number from before. So how do we do this? This is going to be longer than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so we've got a number and we've got an operation. So this is the operation and this is a number. We're adding 0. We did the plus, so it's kind of backwards. We almost wanted the number already. So we have a number, an operation, and then another number. So I know. We don't want to do the plus thing until we have the second number. So let's do this. This answer here won't happen until here. How'd that else statement get messed up like that? Okay. So we've got a number, right? Right now our answer is set to 0. It's going to come through here. We're going to get a number, and that's 3. We're going to assign the 3 up here. I don't want to calculate until I have another number, because I want a number plus a number to be where the answer comes in. So I don't know if this is going to work either, but instead of storing the number, I actually want to store the operation they picked here. And so I don't know if I need this case statement here. I think I need it somewhere else. So operation equals line, because that's going to be the operation we're keeping. So then let's store operation up here, and it's a string. And let's keep it, let's set it to null. Null means nothing, it's not set. All right, so it won't be set until it comes through here. And so operation is going to be set to something. When another number comes in, if there's an operation, then I want it to do the answer. So here's what I want. I want to do if operation is not equal to null, which means it is set. And then I want the answer to calculate. Does that make sense? Kind of weird. It's kind of loopy. But what happens is we want a number to be set, and then we want an operation to be set, and then when the next number comes in, we're going to do the calculation. I don't know if this is exactly right, because it still doesn't feel right to me. But let's try it. All right, so I'm going to debug. And let's do a 3. And we think we know what that's going to do, but let's step. It's going to get the number, and then it comes out. Okay, and then we're waiting for us to do something. Let's do 3 plus, and this one's going to say, there's the operation. Okay, and then it's going to wait, and let's do 3 plus 2. All right, now we're in. We've got a number, and the number is 2. We've got an answer which is set to 0, so that's not good, because it should have used the 3. And then we've got the number over here, so our answer is going to be fall a little short. We spit out just 2 because we didn't add the 3, so something's not quite right. Okay, I'm going to Q, or I can Control C. Okay, so if number comes in and operation is not set, let's go ahead and store the number as answer equals number. Wait, that doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, it does make sense, but it doesn't, because now we're storing number and answer. Does that matter? What my gut's telling me is that we don't need number up above, we need it down below. Let's just do this and see what it does. So then answer will be something. All right, let's try it. And string QG cannot be resolved. What does that mean? At line 11. I don't see it. How did that? So there's an error. String, why does it have this Q in the middle of it? Oh, yeah, there it is, right there. Okay. I accidentally typed a Q in there. Okay, so here we go. We're going to debug again. All right, so we've got 3. And what's that going to do? Step, step, step. Okay, now answer is going to be equal to 3. So step, it's waiting. Let's see, let's do a plus. And that's going to go to the operation. And now it's waiting. Let's do a 2. And now we've got a number here, which that's the 2. I don't know if it's important anymore. And then the answer is going to be 3 plus equals 2, and that should be 5. Hey, we got it. That worked. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so let's do another operation. So we're going to take the 5 that came out, and we're going to minus 1. Oh, wait, you have to minus first. Oh, we didn't do minus yet. It won't do anything. So I'm just going to Q. Because we only support plus right now. All right, so you notice that number got used here, but then it didn't actually, it's used only in these brackets in this context, so there's really no point to having the number up here because it's not used anywhere else. It's being used just here. So let's just define it there, and if we need it later on, we'll pull it up. But it looks like it's just going to be used in this context down here. Okay, so that's good. Let's support minus, because that's what we were trying to do next. So if it's the minus sign, okay, so that's that. Now this looks pretty much the same as that one. That would actually do it. Okay. Because it'll say that it's okay. It's not a, if it's a plus, it's going to come and set operational line. If it's a minus, it's going to come in here and set an operational line. We didn't need the duplicate code, so I just took that out. And let's see if we support minus now. Okay, we're going to do run. Let's just run it without debugging. All right, so we're going to do 2 plus 4, oops, plus 4 equals 6 minus 5, oops, minus 5 equals 11. It did plus. Why did it do that? Oh, because this right here. Okay, hold on a second. So then we need a switch here on operation. Do you see why? Because here we're only adding, no matter what the operation coming in, this is what we're doing. So we actually need to know, are we adding? Then do this one. And then are we subtracting? Minus equals number. And break. All right, does that make sense? I think so. All right, so now let's see what we get. One plus, oh, we're debugging. Plus, it's still debugging. 2, and what's it equal? 3. Okay, so that works. I'm going to stop this because I want it to, I hit Control C. I want it to just run. Okay, so let's do 2. Oh, it's remembering whatever it was doing before. And sometimes this thing gets kind of silly. So I just close all those and let's just run it again. Because it's like maybe Control C didn't exit the program or something like that. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. Minus 1, minus 1 equals 2. Okay, so we're supporting minus. So we're almost done here. So let's support a couple other things. So we're going to support times. And if we get a times, you kind of see where this is going now, don't you? Times, and then we're going to do times operation here. And that should work. Let's do, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the same thing, so let's do division. Okay, and then we want to support the division here. Divide. Okay, so only these characters will come through. All right, let's try that. Okay, let's run it. And let's do 1. That was weird. Plus 2 equals 3 minus 1 equals 2 times 3. Times 3 equals minus 1. Okay, that's strange. That should have, I think that should have worked. But now we have to figure out why it didn't work. All right, so let's quit the program. All right, I'm going to close this terminal too, just because, and I'm going to do a debug. And I want to see what happens on this operation. So I'm going to set it to line 15. All right, so here we go. 1 plus 2. And that's a plus operation, so I'm going to let that one go through because we know that that one works. All right, let's do times 2. That should be 6, right? And it's got the operation. It's got that. Answer is now 6. That's going to actually work. So I think our terminal was had a weird state in it. All right, let's divide this by, let's divide it by 2. And we should get, I don't know what we're going to get. I think we should get 3. Oh, here, look, this division thing is wrong. It's got multiplication in it. So we got to change that. Okay, and I wonder if that system exit's actually the thing causing the problem. All right, so let's do this as a divide operation. I think our calculator's done here. Okay, so let's do this. I'll just run it this time. All right, so 1 plus 2 equals 3 times 4 equals 12. Divide by 4 equals 3. Okay, so that's actually working. We did all the operations. Oh, did we do a minus? Let's do minus 2 equals 1. Okay, so that's working. How about a clear? Because calculators have a clear so you can keep going without having to keep doing this. So we want, if it's a C, like we have a Q down here, let's do this. Else if C equals line, let's do answer equals 0, because that'll set it back to 0. Okay, let's see if that works. Let's close this. Oh, maybe closing that's not the best idea either. Maybe I should hit Q. Okay, so let's run. Okay, so we got 1 plus 3 equals 4 times 3 equals 12 minus 2 equals 10 divided by 5 equals 2. That's working. All right, let's clear. So I did C, and let's probably print out that we're back at 0. Let's do 1 plus 2. Okay, so it got kind of goofy there for a second. So let's stop the program with the Q. All right, so one thing we want to do is print out that we're back at 0. So let's do system.out.println, and we'll print out answer because that should now be 0. All right, and then maybe we want to clear the operator. All right, let's try that. Okay, ready? And close the terminal. All right, here we go. Okay, 1 plus 2 equals 3 times 4 equals 12. Clear. All right, 0. Okay, so then we've got 1 plus 3 equals 4. That's it. Our calculator's working. Let's clear again. Back at 0. 8 plus 3 equals 11. Okay, that's our calculator implementation, and it works. Add whatever other functionality you want, and that's it. Thanks for watching.